Hey guys, John Lilly here, and today we have the Injen cold air intake, and from Slow Spec V we have a polyurethane torque arm, a polyurethane engine mount, and some Mishimoto radiator hoses, and this is for a separate video. So we have to remove the front bumper, which is this clip here, a clip here, and here for the grill, a 10mm bolt right there on each side, and then plastic clips all under here, and then these screws here to fully remove the front bumper. Before you remove the front bumper, you need to make sure you disconnect this fog light harness connector on each side. Have the bumper to the side like this. You need to take these two guys out for this intake. I do not have the little resonator that connects from down here to up there where that yellow tape is. I deleted that. I have to take this hose off. There's a bracket right there that you take a screw out of. I broke it, so there's a leak right there. Part of why I'm doing this intake. Mass airflow sensor here. Two smaller screws. One smaller screw here. Have to take the little stupid resonator thingy off of that, and then we can start putting the new intake on. I got that little hose out. So now the problem we are running into is clearance. We have that little arm down there that does not want to come out, and this impacts the top right here. So we're going to remove the windshield cowl. We pop that cap off, the 14mm. You break them off, remove the wiper blades, remove all these clips, remove this, and then this just pops off. There's a little metal cowl here that is held on by 10 mils. So, got that part off. There's the wiper assembly. Don't just yank it off, because we have this little line here. This is the line for the washer fluid, so the jet for it is right here. You don't want to ruin that. We're going to take this piece off now, which has this black clip down there, and then the 10 mils we need to take out are right there, and so on and so forth. It's a total of 2, 4, 6 bolts total. So now you can pull this out carefully. Now once you think you've got it somewhat out of the way, you can go ahead and pop this airbox out. Got the stock airbox out. It's this tab right here, which was broken beforehand. And this guy is the reason you have to remove the cowl in the first place. I had to remove the battery in order to get access to take this all out. So now you got all the room in the world, and let's start installing the intake. So something I went ahead and did is there are 1, 2, 3 tiny grounds up there that go to the BCM, I believe. I went ahead and undid the screws, and I sanded down the paint so it has better contact for better grounding. You absolutely do not have to do that, but I chose to since I just now saw it, and this is an excellent time to do that. So currently have this part of the intake on. This is an M8 bolt, I believe. You take this guy out that was here in the front, unscrew it, thread this guy on, take the bolt out, put the intake on, and then thread the bolt back on. Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and tighten that one and that one. Then you go under here. There is a plastic connector on this wire that was here where I just threaded this M6 bolt into. So you thread this into the frame. It was already right there, so we got nothing to tap. And I have that bolt right there just so I don't lose it. Alright, so got this part on. This part, the rubber silicone part, is a little bit hard to put in, because you have to squeeze it in between the ECM and the fan. What I did was I made sure this bolt was facing upwards and the head of the bolt down there was facing to the left, so that way I don't accidentally have the head of the bolt over here nearest to the fan, because I don't want the excess metal to get into the fan while it's spinning. And the metal part connects over here to form a true cold air intake inside the fender well. So let's go. As you can see, this flange here is connecting to the bolt, I believe the M6 that we installed. So let's get the air filter on and see how it looks. All right, I just reassembled everything. Unfortunately, I put the stock intake thingy back on because I need a longer hose in order to make a regular breather, so I can delete this. I test started it, seems to start up fine. I could feel air sucking out of the hose. So the rest of this is just the opposite of what we just did. All right, we got the car back together. Make sure to plug the fog lights back in. Now we are doing an idle air learn procedure to make sure that it idles properly, self-explanatory. There's also a zip tie that goes back there, and it ties a map sensor harness and the transmission vent valve hose together so they're not flopping around.